The New Normal: Challenges of College Housing. Today, 9 out of 10 undergraduate students live off campus. Securing adequate housing is difficult for even average Americans, and undergrads are particularly vulnerable because they lack a rental history, someone to act as a guarantor, or the savings for a security deposit. Most students are also juggling multiple family and work responsibilities. About 7 out of 10 community college students work while in college, and 1/3 work full-time. About half of students report struggling with food or housing insecurity each month. 20% of students go hungry, and 13% have reported being homeless. These challenges affect students' quality of life, their capacity to learn, and their ultimate success in school. Cognitive science demonstrates that the stresses of poverty burden students as they learn and make decisions. Students who are food insecure, for instance, receive lower grades on average. How students are forced to deal with the financial stresses can affect their success in school. Many students, disproportionately low-income students, cope by enrolling part-time or working long hours at jobs, which can make it more difficult for them to complete their education. Understanding the issues that students face is vital for securing a stable environment for academic success. Students, especially those dealing with challenges like housing security, may have trouble navigating on-campus resources and taking advantage of available support. Not all students might be aware of their institution's support programs. Federal rules limit when institutions can distribute aid to students. The earliest that institutions can disperse federal Title IV aid is 10 days before the first day of classes for an academic term. For a first-time borrower, institutions cannot disperse direct loans until 30 days after the first day of classes. Students who live off campus, however, usually must pay security deposits earlier. Students living on campus also might need to pay security deposits before receiving aid, depending on your institution's policies. For students with limited resources, these deposits can present a substantial barrier. Students often struggle to fill in gaps in need, such as housing during academic breaks. Former foster youth, for instance, may have nowhere to go if they live on campus and their college closes for winter break. A substantial proportion of students do not receive the benefits for which they are eligible, such as SNAP, low-cost healthcare, housing assistance, childcare assistance, and education tax credits. At least a few issues contribute. Benefit programs have complex rules that are easily misunderstood. Students lack the time to navigate benefit systems and balance other responsibilities, or students are not aware that they are eligible for benefits. Low-income students sometimes encounter challenges that threaten to derail their education, ranging from losing a job, a car breaking down, or a family health emergency. Students with little financial leeway might find themselves forced to put school on hold. Students are disproportionately vulnerable to housing problems, including issues with landlords. They may find themselves in need of housing on an emergency basis, for instance, if they are evicted or the victim of domestic abuse. Many students, in particular low-income students, have relatively low levels of financial literacy and are vulnerable when making financial decisions while in school. Many also lack emergency savings and are financially fragile. That is, they would be unable to come up with the $2,000 if a need arose. Despite these issues, it is important to remember that you are not alone. If you are one of the many students who encounter challenges relating to housing and food insecurity, reach out for assistance. College campuses have support systems to ensure that you have access to an environment where you can thrive academically in pursuit of your degree.